Hello learners, I am Dr. Subodh Kesharwani, working with Indira Gandhi National Open University in School of Management Studies. The topic which I am going to talk today is animation and presentation. This is part of our course called BCOS 183, Computer Application Business, and we are here with the varieties of topics, starting with the meaning of computers, and then switch over into the multimedia, the animations, the PowerPoint presentations and other things. So in our coming sessions, as far as this particular lecture is concerned, we are going to focus more on what exactly the animation is and how this animation is facilitating the presentation, and then end of the day it is going to helpful to the business, because this whole course revolves around the BCom student, and this particular course focus on technology or the computers application in business. So prior to going into the depth of it, let's recapitulate very fastly what exactly we have covered in our preceding sessions, and in our forthcoming session how this lecture is going to be linked with that. So if we talk about the particular chapter, this is considered as unit 14, which emphasize more on multimedia, video making and YouTube, and we are discussing about the animation and how the animation is making presentation using graphics, how the animation is making presentation using multimedia, and how the animation is making presentation using animation. So that is something which need to emphasize in today's discussion. And in our forthcoming discussion, we will see that how the YouTube is going to helpful to the learners, and how we are going to make a video and upload it through YouTube, and how it is going to helpful to the business. So this is something which we have already covered in our preceding sessions, and some of the components we are going to cover in the forthcoming session. So once learners start recapitulating or going through this particular sessions, they logging the sessions, they can able to know that there are certain videos which are quite contemporary in nature, and these are the things which is going to be helpful to the learners. So anyway, we will start with today's discussion, that if we recapitulate very fast, that multimedia is anything and everything that you watch and listen in form of text, photograph, audio, video and many other means which are omnipresent in a present scenario. So this is typically recorded and played, displayed or accessed by information content processing devices such as computerized and electronic devices. So anyway, this was something which need to be taken care. In our coming discussion, we will talk more about how the animations are going to be changed, because today world is talking more about the technology, and business is also shifting from brick and mortar system to click and mortar system, and we have observed that artificial intelligence or machine learning or deep learning or the blockchain technology or the contemporary thought which need to be come up in the current scenario or in the present scenario need to be changed. So anyway, we will talk more about that. So animation, if we talk about, is a method in which figures are manipulated to appear as moving images. In traditional animation, images are drawn or printed by hand or transparent celluloid sheets to be photographed and exhibited on the film. Today, most animations are made with computer generated imagery, that is CGI, and computer animation can be very detailed 3D animation, while 2D computer animation, which may have the look of traditional animation, can be used for stylistic reasons, low bandwidth or faster real-time rendering. So other common animations methods apply a stop motion technique to 2 and 3 dimensional objects like paper, cutouts, puppets or clay figure. So we will definitely talk about this particular aspect in our coming sessions, and we can see that how the animation is going to be helpful. So animation is more pervasive than many people realize. Apart from short films, feature films, television series, animated GIF and other media dedicated to the display of moving images, animation is also prevalent in video games, motion graphics, user interfaces and visual effects. So an animation presentation has moving parts inside the slides and creative slide transition. These effects can make presentation much more entertaining for the audience. Not only that, it gives the presenter cues to move forward with the information on the slides. So animation is the process of designing, drawing, making layouts and preparation of photographic sequences which are integrated in the multimedia and gaming products. It involves the exploitation and management of still images to generate the illusion of movement. A person who creates animation is called an animator. An animator uses various computer technologies to capture the still images and then to animate these in desired sequence. Modern entertainment industry of these days our film and television has gained popular heights because of advances in animations, graphics and multimedia. So television advertisements, cartoons, serials, presentation and model designs all make frequent use of animations and multimedia techniques. So what we observe that today world is more moving towards the real-time manner, and in this role of video, impact of video is very high. And when we talk in a business perspective, I think a lot of changes is coming up, and these changes had given a boost to the business, to how they can flourish, how they can do the business. So there are popular forms of animation, and three most prominent are the 2D classification, hand-drawn animations. And if we go into the depth, I think animation is the oldest and simplest yet not easiest and cheapest method of animation. Even with the advancement of technology, the principle of drawing remains the same. For it, pencils are traded in for stylus, and paper exchange for critic and Wacom tablets. So these technical tools are making it easier and more accessible. Some of the greatest animators alive still employ pencils and paper to draw their animations. So if we talk about 3D computer graphics, this form of animation only become possible with innovation in computer graphics. And in the year 2 decades back in 1990, it had become massively popular. Since then, the computer graphics allow the animator to create photorealistic images that a classical animation can't. Also, powerful animation software allows for in-betweens, lighting, building crowds, environments and more. So because of this, it has become the most common form of animation used in the film industry today. And when we talk about stop motion animation is the oldest as well as one of the most interesting form of animation. This form involves taking individual photographs of physical models, objects, puppets or people as they are moved around in one frame at a time. So is animation good for presentation? Now I think this is something which need to be required at this juncture, because the whole discussion, the whole course which we are talking today, that is BCOS 183, Computer Application Business, is emphasizing more on the business aspects and how the technology is going to flourish the business. And when we go into the depth of it, we will find out that animation is something which is a need of an hour. And as far as good presentation, I think animation can help make a PowerPoint presentation. In our preceding session, we have seen that how much important the PowerPoint is. And when we talk about the office, I think the three important ingredients which are very important, that is textual part, then PowerPoint, which is considered a presentation, and then we have the video. So animation can help make a PowerPoint presentation more dynamic and help make information more memorable. So presentation experts recommended using animations and sound effects sparingly. Animations can be useful in making a presentation more dynamic and help to emphasize points, but too much animation can be distracting. So making presentation using graphics. So presentation can be made more interesting and catchier by using graphics. A good and pleasant graphics presentation is something that is aesthetically pleasing and consistent enough not to distract the attention of audience from the subject and the author, and significant enough to be an ideal addition to the words which are spoken. So graphics presentation are considered more popular than the simple presentation. And in our coming sessions, when we start the spreadsheet, we will see how much important the bar chart or pie chart or different kinds of chart. So how these charts are going to be useful for the learners, that we are exclusively going to cover in that particular session. And we will see that how much important the graphical presentation is, and that need to be taken care while making, because the data size is quite higher. And if you are going to physically verify that rows and column, I think it's really become a cumbersome process. So in that case, graphical presentation is quite important, because by seeing the figure itself, you can very easily interpret or judge that this could be the trend of the graph, trend of the particular year, or the business is going upward direction or downward direction. So this is one of the example which need to be taken care. There are certain benefits that graphic provides over simple text. Graphics are particularly good at communicating that one thing is larger than another while illustrating relative amounts, and can also easily break complicated concepts into multiple graphics for easy understanding. Now, making presentation using animations, I think something which is very important, because in our preceding sessions we have learned how to make PowerPoint, how to present. But when we are talking more about the usage of audio, usage of animation, I think somewhere we are going to give an organization an edge, or the niche needs to be created. So this is very important aspect, that when you are making a presentation using animations, presentation can be made more catchy by using animation effect, and use of animation in presentation complement the content and draw the user eye to key elements. There is no need to use any separate app to create animation effects in presentation. PowerPoints offer some of the easiest point-and-click tool to do this. While adding animation to the presentation, instead of the effect, the content of the presentation must be the focus point. There are two types of animation when we talk about the PowerPoint or the Microsoft PowerPoint, which can be used to add the animation affect the presentation. Object animations includes individual items like text or shapes going in motion on a slide. Animated transitions include the effects that play when you move from one slide to the next in PowerPoint. Animation role in business. So what we have observed in our preceding sessions and during this course of discussion, that animation have a great role in business. I think when you are making any animated thing, when you are design a product or visualize a product in such a manner that it can have an impact on the consumer's mind, I think somewhere it had a great role. So if you use animation to explain the benefits of a product or services to the user, they are more likely to watch the entire video than read the content on your website. This consequently allows your message to get across in an engaging way, whilst the user learns more about your business. Now the reason for using animation in your business communication marketing is very important, and there are certain components which need to be taken care, like animated characters helps communication. Characters are the vehicle through which a story or idea unfolds. Things happens to them or through them. As we empathize with them, we experience their emotions as if they were our own. A good character portrays the human condition in a way that deeply connects us with the idea or event that is being communicated. If the cared for character is open to a message, we the viewer are open to the message too. So computer animation and importance in today's business world. We know that if one goes through the market indication, they can take great advantage of the selling propositions, where promoting products have larger coefficient to influence the audience from others. The smarter organizations are already aware of the importance of animation business, and the pace at which they are achieving target owes considerable to this. So there are different types of animation techniques, and these techniques are very important. And when we go into the depth of that, it's come up like what are the different types of ways in which animations can be used to bring a better and more effective brand image to the audience better. Establishing a brand eases your process of market penetration, speeds up your sales graph elevation, and helps in customer retention. There are several types of animation computer graphics that brand can utilize, and some of them are mentioned below. So traditional animation, if we are going to talk about, this is where several sequential hand-drawn images are screened to create an illusion of movement. They are mostly used by advertisement companies that screen advertisement before beginning production. 2D animation, it is almost identical to traditional animation techniques. However, the only dissimilarity is that the images produced here are computer generated and are noted for their clarity and precision. And when we talk about 3D computer animation, here is in this 3D animation, photorealistic and three-dimensional look and feel is created, and with the help of advanced animation techniques. These are, however, highly expensive when compared to the other two. The upside is enhanced effectiveness assured. So motion graphics, if we are going to talk about, often taken advantage for bigger multimedia projects with large scale scopes by animation companies in India. Here images or text are creative animated to display an illusion of movement. This can really complement innovative thoughts. So stop motion animation, if we are going to talk about, here the pictures of the needed object is sequentially taken with different positions to create the feeling of motion once it is played. So there are certain advantages of animation of business, and if we go into the backdrop, we find out that this is easy and quick communication, because it's quite retained in the mind of the consumers, and very easily the consumers can recapitulate all those things. So we are living in a world where people attention span comes down with each passing year, and as a brand that wants to communicate effectively to the audience, we want to do something about this. So shorter span of attention can easily come as a great hurdle that is difficult to overcome, and nonetheless by implementing colorful and creative animated videos, the ideas can be easily and effectively communicated without losing the spirit of the message. So educate through entertainment. I think it's not like that in the corporate world or in business, there's a use of animations. In academia, in education, as far as the institutions are concerned, they are using this thing in a big way. And as far as the school going kids are concerned, as far as the school teaching are concerned, this animation had great impact on that. So what we observe that the learners are very easily imbibe the things in a very faster mode, and they can adapt the things in a very very frequent manner. So one of the first things that come to mind when we hear animation is either fun or entertainment. This is exactly what a brand also takes care of while trying to create an animated video as a part of promotional activity or as an advertisement. Best learning happens through animation in entertainment. So people can be taught the use of animation in education through entertainment and provoking themes. Both of these can be easily and effectively done through animation services. Creativity sees no limit when you have the option to animate. The actual limitation is the only extent to which you can think. Ability to transfer emotion effectively. One of the best things that animation can do is to transfer emotions effectively and in the right way. Since computer graphics can use word settings or any other wordly side, it can easily capture the imagination of the audience as well. Even with the absence of sound and text, it can speak volumes by communicating through simple movements effectively. Also, there are lots of scope to show off your personality, thoughts, ideas and concept. Use of animations in various fields, various uses of animation like business, advertising, marketing and other way of doing the things. Better influence buying decision. So animation is somewhere influence the buying decision also. Since it can easily establish a strong connection with the audience, it can better influence the buying decision of the audience than many other forms of video and images. Since computer graphics take great advantage of vibrant colors, themes and various other aesthetic features, it remains longer in the minds of the audience as well. So this is something that can be strategically exploited. Enhance search rankings. None would argue with the fact that images and videos play a vital role in engaging and driving people onto a website. If you have a good video or images, animation showcasing volume, then obviously people would want to view it and visit your website, and this can improve your search engine ranks immensely and can help your brand beyond any doubts. Easily shareable. As everyone is always signed on or logged in, the chances your advertisement that is filled with really smart messages and fun movements can always get shared easily. This can help you reach to a larger audience which you may never reach otherwise. Improve the rate of conversions. Videos are great at attracting the audience. If you have an animated video on your website, people are less likely to bounce off. It will inspire them to spend more time on your website or on your app. Check out the product or services you offer and take an action. The action can be anything, whether it is to make a purchase and fill up the contact us form you are having. This helps in improving the conversion rates of business and gain profits, and one can make video very effective by adding a call to action at the end. So allows easy update without a reshoot. So technology is always changing, and we have seen that there was a time when technology was computer, and then at the later stage the laptop and desktop, and now the gadgets or the smartphone had taken a shape. So the whole world was moving from barter trade to the brick and mortar trade, and then in the present scenario we have seen that the click and mortar business had come up, where e-commerce is one of the important way by which we are doing a business. So technology is always changing, and with the change of time you will find out that machine will produce the product, and machine will facilitate the humans to buy the product. So it occurs in some of the circumstances where we have seen that in hotels and restaurants, the lot of changes is coming up where the waiters are not serving the food, but it is served by the robots. So that kind of model had come up. So that is why, to create the best impression on your customers, you should let them know you're capable of adapting the changes. To reflect this, make sure that your marketing collaterals as well as messages are always up to date. Making updates with animated video is also easy. It will even cost less than reshooting. So besides not staying updated will be your loss, it is because your customer will always stay updated, and who knows, your competitors might even be. So that is the reason things are changing a lot. Increase customer engagement. Most people spend half of a time watching videos. Besides, as compared to the written content, video content is more effective. This does not mean that you should use written content at all, as it has its importance too. And videos, on the other hand, can effectively engage with the audience. These are great at showcasing important information in an engaging and interesting manner. Holding the attention of customers is the first step to make a sale. Changes of going viral. Nowadays, best animated promotional videos and campaigns helps you in promoting brands. This will help to raise the awareness and make people interested in your campaign. And when you have an excellent animated advertisement that can resonate well with all the age groups, the chances are that people would share it among each other and talk about the same. This can always make a well-crafted animated advertisement a viral sensation. So in an age where everyone wants to create a sensation, if your advertisement can go viral, it will sure be a great boost by you and your brand as a whole. So I think we have a very thought-provoking sessions which emphasize more on how the business is going to run and how how the technology, either it could be the video, the PowerPoint, or animated, the version, is definitely going to add a feather in a cap. And we have seen that the business had changed with the change of all these technologies. So this particular session which we have focused today is emphasizing more on the animation presentation, and no doubt it will give our the entrepreneurs, the first generation entrepreneurs or grassroots entrepreneurs to think of that with a very short capital, with a very small level of capital, they can do the business, and they can do the wonders. And that is where that can be possible only when the things are more technologically equipped or animated. So if enough efforts or time are put into creating a worthy animated business, I think most of the companies are also using graphics, animation, illustration to make the business side more attractive and eye-catching. So in our coming sessions, we are going to talk more about how the video is going to be floated on the portal, on the app, with the help of YouTube. And there are some other the chapters which need to be taken care, which can make our the learners equipped with the business tactics. And once they mug up this particular course, I think they are quite confident that they can able to set up their own entity or launch their own startup. Thank you very much. We have some more sessions in coming days. Enjoy the learning. Thank you.